Hey, so this is gonna be a little bit different style video. So today, I really wanna start a conversation. And I'm gonna say that again at the end. I really wanna start a conversation. The premise of this video, I'm gonna say it a lot of times. Should you buy cheap gear now and get the expensive gear later on? Or should you just save up for the expensive gear because it's gonna last you your entire career? We're gonna get into all of that in just a second. For right now, I just bought a C-stand. And it's an expensive piece of gear. So let's compare that to a light stand. Well, these are both of the stands, and here they both are at their lowest height. Here's the light stand at its highest height. There's a C-stand at its highest height. What am I gonna use this for? Here's a fun fact. My C-stand goes 11 feet tall for some reason, and it's also 20 pounds. I was not expecting it to be 20 pounds, but it is. Different equipment lets you do different things. Some limit your creativity, others expand your creativity. Something corny like that. Bottom line, there's just some things that you can do with a C-stand that you can't do with just a normal light stand. I'm just trying to give you guys a look at the two. I'm just in my driveway, and yeah, the C-stand goes a lot higher. These two things are different. One's a beast and one's not. All right, let's say I want just this really heavy light above me, like an alien abduction or like a street light or something. I just want this light right above my head. This is how we're gonna do that with the C-stand. And just like that, I now have this light above me. Could be a spaceship, could be aliens, whatever. But it is this really moody thing that's now here. And this is just something that comes with the more expensive equipment. You hear that? This is like a real solid piece of metal. And I'm not saying that this one isn't metal. All I'm saying is that it's really thin, I think. I think that's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to show you how heavy duty this is. You could probably tell just based off of the size here. Okay, so let me ask you, which of these two looks more natural here? You're probably gonna say this one, right? Well, I mean, it makes sense. This is a $50 light, and this stand is only about $15. This stand, on the other hand, is about $150. It's probably not gonna look natural for such a small light to be on such a beefy stand. It's a little overkill. It is. I recognize that, you recognize that. We can see here which one seems a little bit more natural. Okay, now we can do the same type of thing with this light. This light is a little bit more heavy duty than the other one. How does it look on this stand? Do you think this stand complements this light? Or does it look more natural on the big beefy stand? Now, this one is a little bit better. So the light itself is about $250, and the stand is $150. We went over this. The price is like, it's a good thing that this light is more expensive than the stand. But does it still look weird? I think it kind of does. And now we have an even more fancy light. How does it look right here? Does it look natural? Is this okay? Some of you might think so, some of you might not. And again, on the beefy stand. Now, what do you think? This is when I might actually consider buying the stand for the light. I am never gonna put this light on this stand. This is a $15 stand. This is a $500 and some dollar light. That ratio, I just don't like. I feel so much more comfortable having this light on this stand than I would on this one. That's because the gear is a little bit more professional. Not only do I feel more comfortable just having the lights standing here, I can actually move this. I feel so comfortable within this stand because it is that professional grade quality that I don't mind hanging my light off the arm like this. Like if that makes sense. Does that make sense? With the cheaper stand, I wouldn't dare even put this light on the stand. But with the expensive stand, I can actually feel more comfortable and get more risky knowing that I'm not at risk of breaking my light at any moment. I mean, look at that. Look at the beauty. Look at these three options, all right? So which of these three options are you gonna choose, right? They all do the same thing. They hold something up here and they can hold an umbrella or something down here. What's more professional? Are you gonna trust this, this, or this? That one. Again, I don't blame you. It makes sense. I would choose a more expensive one too. Okay, so I'm not trying to sit here and make a video comparing C stands to light stands and the Amazon Basic stands to something that is 10 times its price. That's not the point here. What is the point? The point is about gear, yes, but like what gear should you buy? When should you buy the more expensive thing, and when should you just get the gear that you need now? Okay, here is the question at hand. Do you buy gear to use now and upgrade later, or do you just save a little bit and get the fancy gear? Here's the first thing that goes on in my head. So if you're going to go ahead and save for the fancy gear every time, it's gonna take you a long time to get any sort of equipment to use in your videos. And you need the experience to back up the more expensive items. However, you are ultimately spending more money by buying the cheap item first. Let's look at this. We have a cheap item, we have an expensive item. I bought this first knowing I was gonna get the expensive item. I wasted $50 because I'm never gonna use this again. So now my expensive item, instead of costing like $200, it actually cost me $250. So I could have actually saved money if I just saved a little bit longer to get the expensive item. I think another good point is quality. So how many times am I gonna have to replace this before I have to replace this one time? There's a reason why a lot of these pieces of equipment are industry standard. It's because they last for a long time. So should you save up a little bit longer to get something you're gonna use for the rest of your career? C-stands, yet again. I'm never gonna use a light stand again. At least not the $15 ones from Amazon. Not when I have access to a C-stand, and a C-stand is going to last my entire career. That is a very worthwhile investment. A light stand is not a very worthwhile investment. It's an investment for now. Small things are a little bit more easy to justify, I would say. M9, MC. This is a $50 price difference. You can get two of these for the price of this, but this is such a higher quality light. The price difference is double, but it's only $50 at the end of the day. So you might as well just not get this in the first place and go ahead and save up and get the more expensive light, because it can do stuff like this. This light just can't do that. It can't compete. This is a better product than this. This is twice the price of this, but at this low of a price for gear, you might as well and just get the better piece of gear. Now, I really want to start a conversation. Does that logic hold up all the time? Does it? Let's say I need a light right now, okay? This light is $50. Side note, these two lights are the same price. I need a light right now. I need something to light up my face right now. This light is $50. This light is $500. Yes, this is a better quality light. This is better in every which way than this light is. But if I need to shoot things and I need to film things, I'm starting a production company, I'm filming a wedding or a music video or whatever, I need to light my subject. I need it now. This is gonna make me money now, whereas I still have to work at my day job to get this one. Like, if that makes sense. I don't know where I stand in this debate. It's hard to say, it really is. On one side, you need gear. There's a reason that things are so cheap. There's a reason that this is $50, because it's easily accessible and everyone can get it. I fall into this debate all the time. Do I get a SimMod ND filter? Do I get the Polar Pro ND filter? Do I wanna spend $100? Do I wanna spend $200? My end goal, I always know my end goal. I know the end piece of gear that I wanna get, but do I get that right now, or do I get something to fill the void? Is it more valuable to take longer to get the piece of gear that you're gonna use forever? Or should you buy the cheap gear that'll allow you to do something more now and get the expensive gear later on? Light stands, C-stands. I don't think I would get a C-stand right away. It's $150, and I need a couple. Light stands, I can use right now, especially with the gear that I've had up until this point. It's all not that expensive. If I took the same mentality, if I took the same logic back when I was first starting, I wouldn't have a lot of the stuff that I have now. You know, there are some outliers, some gems, some golden pieces of gear like the MC, something that isn't super expensive but is really high quality. But I wouldn't have a lot of the tools I need to do what I need to do and to create what I need to create. If I need a key light, I'm getting this first. I'm not getting a 120D Mark II, because that's $750 and you can't even use it without a light dome or a battery or a C-stand for that matter. So that brings it up to around $1,500. This is $50. I need this now, I can afford this. This is gonna allow me to create a business to buy the 120D later on. I don't know, I really wanna have a discussion in the comments below. Do you think that you should buy the cheap gear now and get the expensive gear later on down the road? Or should you just save up to get the expensive gear, which is gonna last you for the rest of your career? I don't have the answers. Again, I thought I was gonna be on the side of buying the expensive gear because it's gonna last you forever and it will save you money. But saying everything out loud, I don't think I agree with that anymore. Just because I wouldn't have any gear to use if I just went and bought the expensive gear. I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't be able to create anything because I wouldn't have this $50 light. I would be saving up towards an $800 light. So I wouldn't have a light at all. I don't know. I think it just depends. I think you have to start off with some more cheap options. You have to start off with the closer to DIY options before you get into the more professional things, because there's a reason why you have consumer and professional. You have a budget, you don't have a lot of money. You have to buy the cheap gear, and that's okay. That's why the cheap gear is there. But that's fine. That's why people make the cheap gear, so that we can get out there and start creating. But again, I want to have a conversation in the comments. I think that we have enough of a community now that we can actually get down in there in the comments and talk about some stuff as a community, and we can help each other out. Again, should you buy the cheap gear now and buy the expensive gear later on? Or should you just save up for the expensive gear? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I don't have an outro, but be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.